It actually really does mattify and control shine very, very, very well. Like, my skin is so smooth right now. Honestly, I cannot rave about this enough. It's the best. I couldn't even get them to transfer. Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing August faves and flops. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin and I do these videos monthly. I come and I talk about all of the products that I've been absolutely loving in the month that we are covering, and then also the products that I really just felt were a pass, a fail, a flop. So I touch base on the best and the worst products I've tested in the last month. If you're interested in finding out my faves and flops of August, then keep on watching. So the first product in today's video is actually, it's a sample size, but it was one of the larger sample sizes. You use extra points to get the larger size, but it is still a sample, so that's why it's so small. I definitely will be purchasing this though, because I am obsessed with it. I am wearing this today. It's the One Size Secure the Blur Magnet Makeup Primer. So this one is supposed to be smoothing. It's supposed to be, pore, minimizing pore filling type of effect. It's supposed to smooth out any enlarged pores, any texture. It's also supposed to be blurring to the skin. So it's really just supposed to give you that super flawless, smooth base. It's also mattifying. So it's going to help prolong the wear of your makeup, keep your skin matte, prevent oils and shine poking through your makeup. As I said, give you all day wear. And I honestly do believe it does all of those things. It has a very kind of silicone-y look to it, but it doesn't feel like the typical silicone. It's not very slippy. It actually almost, when you rub it in, when you massage it into the skin or blend it into the skin, it actually feels kind of just like moisturizer. Like, it has a kind of more jelly feel to it. So it's very lightweight, it's comfortable, it's not slipping around on your face, but it does in fact smooth out your skin. It actually really does mattify and control shine very, very, very well. And it also is smoothing. It's hard to find a mattifying and smoothing primer that targets both really well, and I personally believe this one is and does just that. So I'm really, really happy with this. I definitely will be purchasing the normal size, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Another product that I am wearing today and that I have been really, really loving, surprisingly, I was very skeptical of this one. It is and this is actually also the mini size. I was very skeptical of this, and this is why I got the smaller version, but this is the Tarte C Hydro Flex Serum Foundation. So I personally am a huge, full coverage fan. I don't mind a medium coverage either, but I do have acne prone skin. If you've watched my channel recently, my skin has not been happy with me. I have been breaking out more frequently lately. Not really sure why, but it's been happening. But as you can see, I am wearing this today and I still look very covered, very even in tone. This definitely is not going to get you any higher than a light medium coverage. If you have acne, it's not going to fully cover it. So knowing that it's a lighter coverage, it is one of my favorite lighter coverage foundations ever. It feels like nothing on the skin. It soaks into the skin really well. The first time I used it, when I set it, I actually felt like it looked a little bit dry, but I have not had that happen again. So I don't honestly really know what happened there. My skin is so smooth right now. It gives decent coverage considering it's a light coverage serum foundation. Feels hydrating to the skin, but it also doesn't feel oily or greasy or heavy on my combo oily skin. So I would say it's safe for, combo oily skin types as well. It blurs blemishes. It really is beautiful. It's hydrating. It doesn't make the skin feel tight or dry. It does the opposite. But it also, and this is the biggest reason why I love this, controls shine really, really well. This is one of the longest wearing light coverage foundations I've ever used. It's really, really long wearing. I find that my oils really are controlled when I wear this, and I don't have to worry about it breaking down either. Even if my oils do eventually poke through a little bit, all I have to do is go in with a little bit of powder and we're ready to go again. It does not break down easily. So I do really think it's a well-rounded, lightweight, beautiful, beautiful foundation, and it is one of my new favorites for, especially for those days where I am going for more natural. I did go in with concealer on top of my blemishes and over top of areas that I needed a little extra coverage, and I still feel like I got a good medium coverage. The next product, and I do feel like right now a lot of products that are coming out are more lightweight, are more light coverage, more natural and good for your skin. And I do, as I said, love full coverage, but I do love the fact that these are like good for you type products. The next product goes very well hand in hand with the foundation, and that is the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Eye Brightener Concealer. So this is a light coverage concealer that is immediately supposed to brighten up your under eyes. You can use it on blemishes as well. It's supposed to blur those. It's supposed to, again, not be the most full coverage, but still give you a blurred, brightened effect, and it does just that. I do really like this for natural days, but again, I'm also wearing it today. Do I look the most covered, the most full glam? No. But again, it's not the type of product you'd go for if you are looking for full coverage or full glam. This is a product you're gonna go grab when you're, want a quick out the door makeup. It's very easy to blend in. It's very easy to work with. It melts into your makeup. It never looks cakey. It never looks bunchy or funky. It looks very smooth on the skin, and it really does, even if you're not like fully covered, even if you just add a little bit, you immediately look brightened under the eyes. It's a beautiful, beautiful effect. I really like this. And again, it's great for those natural days, but you can even use it for, like, this isn't full glam, but this is still like, I wouldn't say this is like my most natural look. This isn't my like 5-minute no makeup type look. But that's what I love about this. It's a pretty versatile product as well. Like, I do grab this when I'm going for like no makeup because it is so lightweight, and I actually didn't have anything like this in my collection, so it's very unique and it's very beautiful, and I definitely recommend it. The next product, well, there's actually two products. They're both from a brand that I had never tested before, and I am so glad that I did test these, because I've honestly used these almost every time I've done my makeup since I've gotten them. So the first product is from Makeup by Mario. It is the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. So this is a contour stick, and it is a really beautiful formula. It's lightweight, it's pigmented, it's extremely blendable. It's very pigmented. At first I was a little intimidated because I don't typically go like directly on the skin. I find typically when I do that, it's a little more difficult to blend out. So I typically would go on a brush or on a sponge and then apply, and then that's typically a more seamless, blended, quicker application. But with this one, I can go directly on the skin. I can do the whole face. It can sit for a minute and it doesn't dry down quickly. It's really creamy, and so it doesn't immediately dry down, so it makes it very easy to blend. And it is, even though it's pigmented, it's very, as I said, easy to blend out. It blends into the makeup. It looks a part of the makeup. It doesn't look patchy or chunky or thick or cakey or funky at all. It like looks so natural, yet you can also build it and go very contoured and glam. I really love this shade as well. It's in the shade Light. It is perfect for my skin tone. It's not too warm. It's not too cool. It's honestly my absolute favorite cream contour at the moment. And what I love is it comes with this little brush on the end. It's a very unique brush. Definitely not anything I've ever seen before. And I don't typically love the brushes that these products come with, but this one, like, I would grab this even for a different contour. That's how much I love this brush. It works the product into the skin so well. It's so convenient that it's just attached to the product as well. And as you can see, it just blends out seamlessly. Honestly, I cannot rave about this enough. It's the best. And then the other product from Makeup by Mario is the Soft Pop Blush Stick. So this is basically the same thing, but a blush stick. I have it in the shade Pale Petal. And again, beautiful shade. So the contour stick is a more matte finish, as you can see, but it's not, as I said, drying at all, but it is matte, which is what I like. I don't like my contour really to have any glitter, any shimmer, any sheen to it, but the blush has a bit more of a dewy finish without being greasy, oily, slippy. This is another example of a product that just blends stunningly into the skin. It's like the perfect consistency to blend yet still be pigmented. It doesn't fade away. It lasts all day. Both of these do. Comes with the same brush. So again, I love. And even though it has that dewy finish, it's not like overly dewy. Somebody with combination oily skin, I don't like very dewy products like in this area, other than highlight, obviously. But this is like the perfect amount of dew. It's just like that beautiful, nice sheen. It gives you that healthy glow. And as you can see, it's a stunning shade. Pale Petal is definitely beautiful. It's that nice soft pink. And both of them, as I said, are just easy to work with and last all day. The next product is a liquid blush, and this is from NATASHA DENONA. I'm wearing this one today. I was, by the way, wearing the Makeup by Mario Cream Contour Stick, and I'm wearing this blush here. This is the Puff Paint Liquid Blush Serum. So this is a serum blush, which this was actually the first serum blush I had ever used. I definitely had no idea really what to expect, but it is stunning. It's a very easy to work with formula as well. It's definitely a different consistency though. So it's like a very lightweight, it's very thin. It's very, very thin. As you can see, it's extremely pigmented, which is something I did not expect. I thought that this was going to be the type of blush that was, you know, really, really, really natural, but it is, like, as you can see, it looks very natural on the skin. It blends in very well, but it also is very pigmented. It builds, so you can still get quite a rosy cheek, quite a bright blush. So it's very versatile. It's easy to work with. It melts into the makeup. It looks like skin. It has that nice juiciness to it. So it's hydrating. There's really incredible, good for your skin ingredients in it as well. So it's one that I've been really enjoying too. It lasts all day. It's actually one of the most long wearing blushes I have. Like, it almost stains the skin, but in a good way. Like, it lasts all day as well. And then the last blush that I have here is also a serum blush, but it is a more affordable option. And this is the COLOURPOP Cheek Dew Serum Blush. So I just recently tried 2 of their shades from their collection, and this is my favorite. It's in the shade Starfruit. This is from the Lush Life collection, and it's a different formula. It definitely is more thick and jelly-like, but it definitely still does the job, very similar to the NATASHA DENONA. It's pigmented, it's blendable, it's buildable. It really does look extremely natural and skin-like, and it lasts all day as well. So really like this formula as well. It's much more affordable. I do have to say, if I were to pick one of the 2, I would pick the NATASHA DENONA. I feel like it's more smoothing to the skin. It is a little bit easier to work with. It looks a little bit more natural. Like, I do find that this can sometimes, I don't really know if it affects the coverage at all, but it doesn't look as maybe flawless as the NATASHA DENONA, but it is very, very, very close, and it is more affordable. So if you're looking for something more reasonably priced, this is definitely the one I'd go for. The next product is by Bare Minerals, and it is their Blonzer. This is from the Gen Nude collection. This is in the shade Kiss of Pink. I am obsessed with this. I use it all the time. I love it because it is a very, like, one and done, easy to use. As you can see, like, it looks like bronzer, but it also looks like blush. I'll use it as a blush, but it also kind of sculpts the cheek a little bit more. Like, if you need bronzer, but you also need a little more color on the cheek, it's the perfect product, and it's like a 2-in-1. It's one that I grab when I'm in a pinch. I'm really like in a rush. I even grab it when I'm not, because it is a very stunning formula as well. Flawless. It doesn't look powdery. It doesn't look chunky. It doesn't look patchy. It's pigmented. It's blendable. So it is a really, really beautiful formula, and it's definitely one I would grab if you are one that likes to, like, skip steps if you can, because you can get away with doing it for bronzer and blush. I really do think that it actually works. It really does. And I am wearing this on top of I used the Makeup by Mario for contour. I went in with the NATASHA DENONA, and then I set it all down, and I popped this in kind of like right here, like in where I would contour, but blended it up into the cheek as well. And it really just brings everything together. It actually does help almost like blend your contour and your blush together and makes it look all as one, and I really, really love it. So the next product, I've really fallen in love with this formula and I am so obsessed. I use it all the time since I've gotten it, and it is the new and reformulated Lustreglass Sheer Shine lipstick. So they used to have the Luster lipsticks, but they've reformulated them to be more lightweight, more hydrating, and I personally think they're also more pigmented and long wearing. I do think they kind of stain the lips just a little bit, and that's what I really, really like about them, because even though they're a very, and I am wearing it today, lightweight, very natural type lip, they also can build and be quite pigmented, especially the darker and brighter shades, but they also last very long, because even when that kind of sheen wears off, even when the initial product wears off, it actually kind of stains the lip. So you have a little something, a little flush of color left there. So if you're not one that likes to touch up your lips all day long, these are great because they're easy to work with. They're quick, easy to apply. I didn't even apply lip liner today. That's how easy it is. They're beautiful. They have that nice sheen, and they also are one that you don't have to go and touch up all day long. But if you want to, again, they're very easy to do so. So I have the shade Business Casual on. I got quite a few of the shades. I'll link my review below. Like, I swatched the shades I got. I did a wear test so you can actually see how it wears. And this shade is a warm red nude. I really, really love it. One of my favorite shades is the shade Hug Me. I also like this shade. It's called SERUM, and it's a more cooler toned pink. Of course, I love all the nudes because they're just my favorite shades, but I really, really love the formula. It is hydrating. It's lightweight. It barely feels like you have anything on. It feels like you have like a balm, a very lightweight balm. It basically feels like you have next to nothing on, but it lasts really long, and I love them. And they are hydrating in my opinion as well. The next product is from COLOURPOP. It's also a lip product. I do have it in my two favorite shades. So these came in the Cabana Club collection. They are the Just a Tint lip crayons, and I know this formula is not new, but I had to give a mention because I hadn't used this formula in so long, and because I got it in this collection, it really reminded me of how much I love them. So my favorite one would probably be the shade Rose Way, and it is a nice kind of rosy pink. It's really, really pretty. These are beautiful because they have a nice, they're actually quite similar to the Lustreglass in a sense that they're pigmented, but they're very lightweight. They're very comfortable, and they have a nice sheen to them, so they look very healthy on the lips. They don't last maybe as long as the Lustreglass from MAC, but again, they're more affordable, and they're very easy to use. They are in the crayon form, so you definitely, I don't think you would, unless you want a lip liner, you don't need one. And they are really, really, really pretty formula. They're nice and juicy on the lips. This is another shade I really like, Coral Kiss. It's a little more warm toned, that kind of reddish coral, so I really like those as well. So I do really, really love from ColourPop as well the Lush Life eyeshadow palette. I have been testing a lot of ColourPop lately, and this is one that's really stood out to me, mainly because I feel like, number one, just color scheme wise, I really enjoy it, but also because I feel like it's one I could use all year round. You have a lot of warm tones in here. You have like those orangey kind of terracotta shades and like some nice darker, rich browns. And those shades specifically, I feel, are very summery. You can have that nice warm eye, but you also could use them for fall. I feel like they definitely are very fall, warm terracotta type shades. And then what I love about this is it also comes with these shades right here, those nice blues and greens, and they are absolutely stunning. The palette is very pigmented. All the shades formula wise are great through and through, pigmented, blendable. The metallics are very, very light reflective and bright, as you can see. So I really, really recommend this palette if the color scheme is something that you enjoy. Another product for the eyes that I absolutely fell in love with is from NATASHA DENONA. I honestly just fell in love with her whole Smoke and Vision collection. It's really beautiful. I honestly recommend everything, but I had to pick some favorites, and one of my favorites was the eyeshadow palette. I didn't expect to love it so much, but it's a beautiful palette if you are looking for those smoky shades. Hands down, one of my favorite smoky eyeshadow palettes, and one of my favorite things is this shade right here. So obviously you get a black, a dark gray, a light gray, and a cream. Very, you know, staples in a smoky eye. I think she gives you everything you need, but then this one right here, like, look at that. This one right here is absolutely stunning. I've fallen in love with this shade alone. I feel like I would buy this palette for this shade alone. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. It's bright. It's light reflective. It's creamy. It's like everything you'd want in a silver metallic. And I just think that the palette itself, it's more affordable for Natasha Denona, being one of her minis. And I just think the color scheme is really, really beautiful. Formula is obviously incredible. So I really, really love that. Also from Natasha Denona, I really, 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 really love her Macro Blade Liquid Liner. This is very easy to use, deposits the perfect amount of pigment, like product, but it doesn't bleed in my inner corners, and that's what I love about it. Like, I have a really hard time finding liquid liners that don't bleed in my inner corners, and this one doesn't. So it deposits the right amount of product, it glides really easily, it has a nice point to it, so you can get those really like thin lines, but you can also, if you want a thicker line, it's really quick, and it gives a beautiful, really, really rich black, and it lasts like all day long. It's actually kind of difficult to get off, like not in a bad way, like it's not that difficult. If you use a makeup remover, it's pretty easy, but like you will have to rub it a little bit, which just goes to show how long wearing it is. All right, so the last two products are the flops of the month. So I have, they're actually both from ColourPop, which is surprising because I typically am always impressed with ColourPop, love pretty much everything I try, but these are the few products that I really have not enjoyed. So the first product I've mentioned a couple times in my channel, and it is the cream gel pencils. I don't know what's different between this formula and between this formula, but there is something different about them. So these ones that I really like are pigmented. They go on the waterline. They last quite long on the waterline. Like, they're long wearing. They are smudgeable and blendable, yet they don't, you know, fade throughout the day. As I said, they're long wearing. These ones, I couldn't even get them to transfer on my waterline at all, let alone like they didn't even really transfer on the actual skin either. They didn't show up, they weren't pigmented, and it was surprising because they actually swatched really well, but when I went to actually apply them on the eye, they didn't really show up all that much. They were not worth the purchase in my mind, and they also, if anything did show up, it definitely didn't last all day. So I do not recommend these. Be careful when you're looking for eye pencils from ColourPop. Get the cream gel liners, not the cream gel pencils. I know it's confusing, but I really don't like these, and I absolutely love these. The last product is the Cherry Crush eyeshadow palette. Like, it just wasn't for me, so if you like red eyeshadow, you probably will like this. The actual formulas are really nice. The mattes are pigmented blendable. I'm just not really into red eyeshadow. I thought it would be pretty good because it has some purple, it has some pink, but I just felt like, I feel like I would have liked it if there was more lighter metallics. Like, even the metallics were not very light reflective. Like, this is the brightest metallic in the palette, and it doesn't look that shimmery, like it doesn't pop. So I felt like, even I used, I think 2 or 3 metallics from the palette, and it almost felt like I had just put like red and pink all over my eye, and that was it. If there had been like a nice pop, I probably would have enjoyed this a lot more. Even though it's not just my favorite color scheme, I just also don't think it's the best palette of theirs either. I think that the metallics kind of lacked in light reflectiveness, in brightness, and they were not my favorite either. So that is my faves and flops of this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found some product recommendations, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.